A warm welcome to all my viewers of the social media page. I'm so happy to have you again on this Triumphant Thursday, where we have been seeing a lot of unsung heroes who are leaders in their own mind. And they have been doing a lot of service to themselves, to the community, and a lot of youngsters around. And this particular gentleman, whom we are going to see today, is also from such a background, from whom we'll hear his own story. Though I have been creating leaders off the screen, we would like to showcase some of the leaders who are unsung heroes in the community. Here now we welcome Mr. Sriram. Welcome, Mr. Sriram. I'm so happy to have you here in this program. So kindly say a few words about yourself.
Thank you very much, Pari, for giving me this opportunity.
Yes.
I am basically a supply chain logistics professional, having some 25 years of experience in total.
Okay.
Worked with various multinational companies. I switched over for almost 10 companies since my graduation. And now, 5 years back, I've started my own. And now I have my own supply chain consulting company and one supplies management company, which I had managed to make it successful and able to create few employment for the society apart from our normal social activities. I consider this is one of the need of the hour for the youngsters, which is required today. And as a company policy, the highlighting factor which I would like to tell is we, as a policy, we don't charge anything from the candidates. So we see that we connect the right candidate to the right profession. That is what our intention is. So we are just working with a team of 10 people. I'm able to give opportunity for employment for 10 people at present. And we hope to grow in future with all our blessings of our well-wishers. That's all about me.
Sure. Can you just tell me about your schooling and your college life?
Schooling and colleging was very fantastic days, especially my +1 and +2. I did in my Boston Matriculation, Nandanam, till 10th standard, Sri Chakravarti International in St. Thomas Mount. +1 and +2 commerce, as a commerce student, I enjoyed the school days very much. As you know, traveling from Villivakkam to Nandanam in bus, what sort of enjoyment youngster will have. I made the entire life so happy.
Not
Coming
unlike
to my
these
college,
days,
I
not
did my
like college for students of these days, I'm sure.
obviously,
Correct.
no,
I understand.
obviously.
Please continue.
And college, of course, I did my BA Corporate Secretaryship in Residency College,
I heard
87,
you were a
90
gold
batch.
medalist in one subject. What was that?
That is in school
School.
for
Okay.
statistics.
Statistics.
That was state first, state second at that time.
Good.
But unfortunately, I'm not able to pursue further in that particular statistics, even though I am good in statistics even now, which helped me a lot in a lot of arithmetical workings in my business nowadays. And college days was absolutely, we really enjoyed the college days. And today, BCom Corporate Secretaryship is the most demand
Sought
course.
after.
That day it was, that day it was BA Corporate Secretaryship, and we fought to convert that into BCom Corporate Secretaryship, because when we stepped into for job employment, people were considering it as a arts subject, even though it is a commerce group. Now that it is the peak and most sought after course in the market. So I'm very happy that I am from that background. And subsequently, I did my PG diploma in materials management in Annamalai University. And in 2000, I did my MBA part-time in Madras University.
Okay. So having listened to that, I would like you to tell me the lessons you have learned during this pandemic, because nature put a full stop to the whole globe. But for the rotation of the earth, nothing else worked. Everything was stopped. It came to a standstill. Only now we are slightly moving towards the normalcy. During this time, it was so hard for a lot of people. And what is the takeaway and learning you had during this period?
This pandemic really taught us a very good lesson for both for professionals, employers, students, and all categories of people. My particular learning was people used to tell me when I was doing multitasking that I not focusing on one thing, why you are doing placement, why you are doing supplies management, why you are into taking class for MBA students, all those stuff. But by doing multitasking only, that helped me to save me in this pandemic period to manage my income. Okay.
Okay.
And nature is keep on teaching us lesson. We know very well, whether it's flood or tsunami or anything. But we still wait somebody to come and, impose rules and restrictions to be disciplined from within, which is what I feel. One simple example I would like to highlight is usage of plastic covers. The plastic covers has been banned by the government a year ago, but still we could see people using it. Consciously, our age group people, we stopped it a decade ago. But why still people doing the blaming game, telling that you let the manufacturer stop, I will stop buying. That is what the self-discipline I would like to emphasize upon. We should stay away with those plastics. Let the manufacturer do, unless when there is a demand, why will the manufacturer produce that? So let us stay away from this blaming game. Okay, so this is what I would like to emphasize. And my learning is that one has to have a plan A as well as plan B for their, especially for once they step into the employment, so that they don't get stuck at one particular domain. So this is what my learning was. And of course, with God's grace, I am able to somehow manage, since we are dealing with so much of pharmaceutical companies. So I am able to manage the show in this pandemic period as well.
Good. That's a good lesson, as you rightly said. So if we don't stop certain practices like using plastic, I think nature forces us to do so. I hope people who are seeing this will definitely take that as a very important learning. And one other question is, since you're into also placement, I hear a lot of people saying that there's no job, there's no, even before the pandemic, they say there were not enough jobs. And now that this pandemic has come and they still say that there is no enough job. I just want to know whether is it lack of experience or the attitude among the youngsters, which uh, keeps them saying that there is no opportunity for them. How do you, clarify this? Since you are in this job of giving placement to a lot of people, I just want you to throw some light on that.
This is absolutely a myth which is getting carried away among the job seekers. I would say
Job
that.
seekers.
Okay. As far as entry-level jobs are concerned, for current graduation with 1-2 years experience, there are plenty of jobs available in the market. Plenty means plenty. The demand supply is not being filled up. Okay. When we were doing placement services, when I schedule some 30 odd people for the interview, only 10 people will turn up for the interview. What does this sign indicate? You tell me.
Correct. The
Somebody looking for a
attitude.
job, somebody is looking for a job,
Correct.
and some people like us is trying to bridge that gap. You can't expect every time government to come and rescue you.
True.
And when we do that, whether you like it or not, the very first point is you should go and attend that interview, which is not happening. I don't know whether we should call it as an attitude or the trend is common pan-India, because we have interaction with some of the job placements people from Bombay and all. They also face the same problem. It's a pan-India scenario, in fact. Okay, it's not only applicable for Tamil Nadu. Okay, so whereas when you say in this pandemic period, the mid-level, senior level people losing their jobs, there slightly I agree. It is difficult to get for the same level of salary in placement and all. Whereas for entry-level job for any graduation, the jobs are plenty available. The myth is there is no job, no job applied. I have just uploaded my CV in Monster and what is that, Naukri. You people, do they expect somebody will come and knock your door and give you a offer?
Sure. Correct. We have to go
What
behind that.
what is the problem, people? What is the challenge which people like us? I am a very small timer in terms of placement. There are very big biggies in the market who are also struggling. People are not turning up for the interview, which is the biggest challenge. You understand? First, they should go for the interview. Supposing if I am a job seeker, I might be having some dream company in my mind. Okay. I discard the first option, second option, third option. When I go for the fourth option, which is my dream company, I tend to lose out the valuable questions where I get rejected. That is the reason we insist people to attend the interviews. Understand? So they collect the question bank. Company 1, company 2, company 3, company 4, 60% of the questions will be common. 40% is unique questions from where you have to develop the database of the question bank. Out of this 40%, when you go to your dream company, which is a fifth option, you have 95% of the question bank in your hand. So the probability of getting the selection ratio is very high, which people fail to accept or for not realizing it. This is what in career counseling we keep insisting people, please do attend interviews. Whether you like it or not, there are a lot of other factors which will influence your job acceptance.
Correct.
The moment you go for a job, the ambience, the way people interview, your peers, your superiors, the environment, those things will change your mind when you go and attend the interview. But today the trend is something different. The candidate is interviewing the employer on phone, which is not acceptable from employer point of view. I am talking about tier 2, tier 3 company segment. You forget about tier 1 companies who does campus placement or they have their own setup process and all. I am talking about the mass. I am not talking about the class people. The mass is one which is creating ruffle in the market that there is no job, whereas there is plenty of job available.
So you mean to say that getting into class is not immediately available. You have to go into the mass, progressively equip
Okay.
yourself, then go to the class 1.
Obviously.
Second is, I am sure the
Obviously.
the people seeing, the youngsters seeing, please attend the interviews. And the parents who are watching this, please ensure that your ward goes and attends. Getting it is, that's a different thing. As the Gita says, you get what you deserve, not what you desire, unless otherwise you are equipped to that. Is what is my, I think, understanding from this conversation. And what is the takeaway? You have already given some takeaway for the youngsters. I'm sure these young children will definitely understand and value your inputs. What is the takeaway you would like to further give these people who are the future generation of this country, who have to take this country forward?
I don't know. A lot of people have told many things better than us, but still, at this moment, having asked this, I would like to advise, rather, I would like to insist. When you go for interview, when you apply, don't go with a preconceived notion. Don't expect the company to be like your expected thing. First, go get into the market, struggle for 2-3 years.
Correct.
Then learn a lot of things.
Correct.
Then choose your imaginary company, and
Your
unless
dream
you
job.
get into the market, the network will never develop. You can't wait at home for your dream job. You have to get into the market, 2 3 years slog, learn. Yeah, don't go for a big brand initially. Go for a small timer where you can where you ought to learn a lot of things and get into different departments and learn many things. It is an extended college life where you should invest your 2 to 3 years. Only then you can keep on climbing the corporate ladder. This is what my personal opinion would be, or rather suggestion would be.
Yeah. So I'm so thankful that you are requesting these people to move away from the comfort zone, slog in the market for a couple of years, learn the nuances. Then you are sure that they have 95 and above chance of getting their dream job. I'm so happy
Yes,
to have had you, Mr. Sriram, for giving a wonderful
thank
insight into the thoughts of youngsters. I'm so happy that, and I request all the parents and the children and people who watch, I mean, the youngsters who watch this episode, will definitely take the inputs and do as per request, I mean, of Mr. Sriram, and shine in their light. Thank you, Sriram, once again. Thanks for the
thank you,
opportunity.
Jai Hind.